Yo, real quick question. You ever been to a city where you need a car just to grab a coffee?
Like, the coffee shop is right there. You can literally see it. But there's an 8-lane highway between you and it?
That's not a bug. That's the whole city plan.
Wait, seriously?
Welcome to Dallas, Texas, a city so obsessed with cars that it accidentally became the poster child for everything broken about how America builds its cities. Highways cutting through downtown, neighborhoods bulldozed for parking lots, a transit system nobody rides.
And by the end of this video, you're going to look at your own city different.
Because Dallas didn't do anything unique. It just did it bigger, faster, and worse than almost anywhere else. So here's the thing about Dallas. It doesn't really have a walk to the store gear.
It's got one setting: drive.
DFW has some of the widest freeways in the entire country. We're talking highways so massive they look like they belong in a sci-fi movie, not next to a Chipotle. And it's not an accident. Back in the mid-1900s, when American cities were figuring out how to modernize, Dallas leaned all the way into highways.
Downtown literally got sliced up like a pizza to make room for them.
You know what that means in plain English? Neighborhoods, real ones with families, businesses, history, got flattened so cars could move faster.
And once that happens, you can't undo it.
You can't just rip out a 12-lane highway in 20 years and get the neighborhood back. So now you've got a downtown that's basically an island, surrounded by a moat of concrete and traffic.
But here's the wild part. This is only the beginning.
Because once you build a city around cars instead of people, everything downstream starts breaking too. And Chapter 2 is where it gets real messy. Yeah, you heard that right.
Real quick, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, because we're about to get into the zoning law that basically outlawed apartments in most of Dallas.
Okay, so picture this. Cheap land, wide open space, and zero incentive to build up instead of out.
That's Dallas in a nutshell.
For decades, huge chunks of the city were zoned strictly for single-family homes. That means no apartment buildings, no duplexes, no mixed-use little corner shops.
Just house after house after house, spreading out into the horizon forever.
Here's why that's a problem. When you can't build density, the only way a city grows is outward. So instead of a compact city where you can walk to a grocery store, a coffee shop, and your job,
you get sprawl.
Endless subdivisions, endless strip malls, endless parking lots.
And sprawl isn't just ugly.
It's expensive. More roads to maintain, more pipes, more power lines, longer commutes. Dallas-Fort Worth is now one of the largest metro areas in America by land.
Not because it's dense and thriving,
but because it just kept spreading.
It's like ordering a pizza, and instead of making the slices bigger,
they just keep adding more crust with nothing on it.
And that spread-out design created a transit problem so bad, it's ho.
Stick around, because next up is DART, Dallas's train system, and how a city built one of the longest light rail networks in the entire country.
That almost nobody rides.
I promise you, this stat is going to blow your mind. So DART, Dallas Area Rapid Transit, actually has one of the longest light rail systems in the United States.
Longer than Chicago's.
Longer than a lot of cities you'd assume have way better transit.
But here's the plot twist.
Length doesn't matter if nobody's riding it. Because remember Chapter 2?
All that sprawl?
DART stations often sit in the middle of nowhere,
surrounded by parking lots, not neighborhoods.
So to use the train,
you gotta drive to the train.
Which,
if you're already in your car,
kind of defeats the whole purpose, right? It's like building the world's best gym and putting it in the middle of a desert with no roads leading to it.
Technically, it exists.
Practically,
nobody's showing up.
This is the core paradox of Dallas. It has the infrastructure of a big modern city, but the bones of a city built entirely for driving. You can't retrofit transit onto a place that was never designed for people to walk around in the first place.
But before you start feeling smug about your own city, stick with me. Because Dallas is not alone here. Not even close. Because in the next part, I'm going to show you why blaming Dallas alone is actually missing the bigger picture.
And why almost every Sunbelt city in America has exact same disease. Here's the plot twist you didn't see coming. Dallas didn't invent any of this. Houston, same story. Phoenix, same story. Atlanta, Charlotte, Orlando.
Practically every fast-growing Sunbelt city followed the exact same playbook.
Cheap land, car-first zoning, highways over neighborhoods, parking lots over parks.
Why?
Because the rules made them do it. Federal highway funding formulas. Parking minimum laws that forced every business to build huge lots. Zoning codes copy-pasted from city to city. This isn't a Dallas's uniquely bad problem.
It's America built its rulebook around cars in the 1950s and never seriously rewrote it problem.
So when people say Dallas is everything wrong with American cities,
what they're really saying is Dallas is the biggest, clearest example of a mistake basically the entire country made.
And look, people still move there. Growing job market, no state income tax, way cheaper than the coasts.
People are voting with their feet.
So is it really wrong, or is it just a trade-off?
Cheap and spread out versus dense and walkable.
That question is exactly where we're headed to close this out, because the ending might surprise you.
One more thing before we wrap up.
Dallas is actually trying to fix some of this.
And what they're building right now might be the most interesting part of the whole story.
Here's the redemption arc. Dallas has actually started clawing its way back. They've built deck parks. Parks built literally on top of highways, stitching neighborhoods back together that got cut apart decades ago.
Downtown is seeing old office buildings converted into apartments.
There's a real push right now to rewrite those old single-family-only zoning laws and finally allow more housing types. Is it enough?
Not yet.
But it proves something important. Bad urban planning isn't a life sentence. Cities can undo their mistakes. It just takes decades, money, and the political will to admit something went wrong in the first place.
So is Dallas really everything wrong with American cities?
Honestly, it's more like a mirror. It's showing us, in the most extreme version possible, exactly what happens when a country builds for cars instead of people for 70 years straight.
And the real question isn't about Dallas at all.
It's about your city.
Because odds are, some version of this same story is happening right where you live.
If this opened your eyes even a little bit, smash that like button and comment your city down below.
Because I guarantee you, some of this sounds way too familiar.
Subscribe if you want more videos breaking down why American cities look the way they do.